Hello, this is Molly, and today we are going to talk about the Fatherhood Initiative. The Fatherhood Initiative is an advocacy group that is composed of members from many different agencies in the community. And 211 is the number that is publicized for fathers to call to get connected to Fatherhood Initiative resources. So these calls are just going to come through on the Cuyahoga County line, and I'm going to demonstrate how we're going to handle those. So I'm going to start a new contact, and I'm going to open up the Cuyahoga County access site, as that's where our callers are going to be coming from. And I'm going to enter in demographics just as I normally would for any other call. So we're going to say this is a 37-year-old guy in Cleveland, 44105. So one of the most important things about these fatherhood calls to remember is that it is your responsibility as the navigation specialist to find some options for that caller. What you don't want to do is just automatically hear the word father and then escalate it to the fatherhood line. The specialist who answers the fatherhood skill is not always going to be available. So that person might be taking other calls or be on the phone with another fatherhood caller, or just might not be working at that time. So there is a good possibility that if you escalate that call, they're just going to get a voicemail. And so we don't want to leave that caller without any sort of referrals or information. And we also don't want to just pass along our work onto our coworker. Just kind of be aware some of the things that our fatherhood callers are going to be asking about include custody, visitation, child support, help with finding employment, parenting classes, things along those lines, as well as really any other thing that any of our callers would call about, whether it's food, housing, utilities, any of that. So for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and look up some information about child custody. Let's say that this dad wants some help with that. Normally what I would do is go through each of these resources, open them up, see if it's going to be a good fit for that individual. And if so, provide them the information to follow through. But for the sake of saving some time here, I'm just going to go ahead and save a couple referrals. And then let's just say through the course of the conversation with this dad, you think that they really could benefit from speaking with our fatherhood specialist because maybe they need a little bit of advocacy. Maybe you think they could benefit from some follow-up. Maybe they've had difficulty accessing services before, or they maybe have some sort of barriers. These would be good candidates to escalate through to our fatherhood specialist. So I'm going to go over here in the category search, and I'm going to select 211 Special Projects. I'm going to select Fatherhood Line. The taxonomy that is connected to Fatherhood Line is Fatherhood Supportive Service Referrals. So I'm going to select that and do my search. You'll notice here that the phone number for the Fatherhood Line is our phone number. So we have both our 10-digit number, 216-436-2000, and also 211. There's some information here in our match list note. It says, enter the caller's demographics and refer. Make a referral to the Fatherhood Supportive Services Referrals. Check the Fatherhood checkbox, save as an incomplete call to 211 supervisor, and then cold transfer to the Fatherhood skill. So that's essentially all the steps that you will be taking. I'm going to open it up. I get another reminder here saying 211 is the Fatherhood line for Cuyahoga County. And just a reminder to refer the caller to whatever services that they need. So I'm going to click on See Detail here. And you'll see in the unpublished section, it says basically exactly what we just saw in the match list note. And then there's a nice service description here, basically describing what we're going to do for them. Provide advocacy and service referrals to fathers and their families. A 211 resource navigation specialist will talk to the client, assess their situation, identify barriers that prevent them from accessing services, and work to help them navigate the network of agencies, programs, and services that are available to fathers. The specialist will provide referrals to and information about programs and services that promote improved father-child relationships, such as, but not limited to, parenting classes, employment help, custody and visitation services, child support services, and more. The specialist may follow up with the client to check on their progress and may provide extra guidance and problem-solving help as needed. So we're going to go ahead and save that referral. And then we're going to move on over to the data page over here. And we want to make sure this is all filled out completely. So we are going to check this fatherhood checkbox. You'll see in the contact marker section, it's called Cuyahoga County-Fatherhood. We're just going to check that. And we're going to finish filling out the contact data. So we're just going to say this guy's not a veteran. He's calling for himself. It was a level 2 call. He doesn't need any medications, and he's not a kinship caregiver. All right. So from here, I'm going to go to incomplete. I'm going to make my fake father and a fake phone number. And then I might say needs help with getting custody. And then let's say mom is, we'll say she is mom's recently incarcerated. So that way we have just a little bit of detail so that the fatherhood specialist kind of knows a little bit about what's happening with the situation. Generally, a couple of sentences is good. We don't want to write a novel, and we don't also just want to write father. That's not enough. So then we're going to select from the staff list 211 supervisor, and then hit save. All right, once we've done all the mechanics in refer, I already have a fake call here that's on hold. I'm going to go to transfer conference. I'm going to type in fatherhood, and I'm going to select fatherhood here. And then, this is saying it's outside of the hours of operation. That's okay. Some of you will be taking calls outside of that time. If you get this pop-up, go ahead and hit proceed. And then transfer. You're just doing a cold transfer to the skill. So then from there, I just want to show you real briefly what the fatherhood specialist is going to see. So they're going to see over here in the incomplete section that you've escalated a call to them. They're going to double click on it to open it up. They're going to go into the contact activity and see what programs that you referred that caller to. And then that's a good starting point for them to begin their conversation with that father. From there, they're going to offer, once they've spoken with the father a little bit more about what their needs are, see what extra guidance and help they can provide, that fatherhood specialist will offer follow-up to 100% of those referrals that are made to them. maybe not all the callers will want to be followed up with, but we do make that offer. We want to, make sure that they're getting the help that they need to access the services that they need. So that's everything with from start to finish on how to do a fatherhood call. Thank you, everybody.